Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts with another boxing and offline product game review. This is Knack for the PlayStation 4, but being played and tested on my PlayStation 5. To jump right into it, this physical copy here is just the base vanilla version of the game, so the on-disc version is 1.0. Now sadly there was an update available, but this update is quite small. It is only 31 megabytes big and will take you to version 1.010 since the time I make this video. Now this update does just do some minor fixes probably to the game, because I do play all my games completely offline and I didn't experience any game breaking bugs or issues or any crashing or anything. The game ran smoothly at the beginning and end. But why this update is quite significant is that it allows you to choose between quality and performance mode. And performance mode basically allows the game to run at 60 frames per second. And while I am not a stickler for frame rate, now I do prefer 60 frames per second, but a game at 30 frames per second is no big deal. As I've always say, I am not interested about frame rates, graphics, and so on. As I always say, I don't play frame rate, I don't play graphics, I play video games. And as long as the frame rate is consistent and consistently smooth, whether it's 30, 60, or 120, it doesn't bug me at all. Now, yes, I do prefer 60, but the 30 frames per second in Knack really wasn't an issue. I didn't have any problems. It didn't affect my performance in the game at all. The game still looked great, played great, and functions just perfectly offline. And as well, I was still unlocking trophies with my unregistered account. Again, I have covered Knack before on PlayStation 4, and I have played and talked about Knack multiple times. I am a big fan of the Knack franchise. I love 1 and 2. Now, the second one is a far superior game compared to the first one, but the first one, to me, it holds a special place in my heart. It's very special to me. It's very nostalgic, and I love its progression and slow pacing. It's not a complex game, and there may be a few little things I can point out that are problems with the game, but overall, I still greatly enjoy and love playing Knack. It is a simple enjoyment, like a kid-friendly God of War, if you will, where it's a fixed camera angle. You don't have to mess with camera. The controls felt great. It kind of, one joystick moved the character and the right joystick dodged in the direction you point with the joystick. It just felt really good to play, and I love the characters, I love the story, and I love the progression of the game and the story, and I love unlocking gadgets that allow more abilities and unlocking special crystals that allow you to change to name Aqua Knack and Ember Knack as Diamond Knack. It's a lot of fun to gather those up. But I'm going to point out a few little issues. The one big issue is that sometimes the game takes control of your character. There are certain segments in the game where the game will just immediately jump into a cutscene and now you can no longer backtrack. This can be an issue for some people, as maybe you were expecting to run back and gather up some sunstones, or you just notice a secret path but you happen to move forward just a little bit and then you get a cutscene and immediately takes control away from you, and now you're stuck in this progression area. That is a bit of a problem, as well as that there is, oddly enough as to say, there is a hard mode in the game. You do beat the game, you unlock very hard, but hard is actually, funny enough, is a little too hard. A lot of the enemies are just one-hit kills. That's just on hard difficulty. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the game needs to be easier, but it just seems odd for more of a kid-friendly game, and you unlock hard mode, which is basically one-hit kill throughout the entire game. Now, there's a few hits you can take when you get a bigger version of Knack, but generally, it's all one-hit kills, and it just seems a little weird that you unlock very hard mode. Very hard mode should have been the one-hit kills, and maybe on hard mode, most enemies could maybe do 2 hits and you would have died. That could be an issue for some people. There is, as I talked about, items you can get in the game where you can get like gadgets and then crystals. Once you've gathered up a few of them, eventually you unlock whatever item you need, but sometimes you can get the same item even though you've already gotten items. Let's say I've already gotten 10 diamonds and I don't need any more diamonds to be Diamond Knack. Well, you can still keep getting diamonds. This can be an issue because then that means you have to keep running through the game in hopes that the RNG, the random number generator, is kind to you to give you the item that you're wanting to get. This can be an issue for some people. I brought up this before. I did have some minor frame rate drops. This is mostly only times when I did like a big explosion or a big action happen with a lot of particles and effects going on. It's very minor and it was very slight, but it didn't affect my experience in the slightest. I greatly love Knack. I've talked about this before. It's just a great game. It was a really great game to sit back and relax and enjoy myself. I had a smile on my face the entire time I was playing this. When I popped this into my PS5 online version one, and it popped up to saying I've put into about 68 hours into Knack, and that's all on my online play. I've been playing offline game now for years, and so I'm definitely probably around 100 hours just in Knack 1. That's how much I love the Knack franchise, and I love the first game. When it first came out and all I had was Resogun and Killzone Shadowfall and Knack, I could not put Knack down. It was so much fun. Every friend and family who has played Knack greatly loved it. It's just a simple, fun enjoyment. I don't understand why so many people hated on it when it first came out. Yes, I agree. Was it worth the full $60? No, when it first came out, but prices of value of games is just up to the beholder of what they feel is what's worth. If you ask me, games like Fallout and Skyrim are not worth $60. Knack was well worth my $60, and I greatly enjoyed this game when it first came out. And I highly recommend it for anybody for your PS4 collecting and PS4 gameplay, because this physical copy worked perfectly great on my PlayStation 5 with no issues or any problems or anything like that. So like always, thank you all so much for watching this unboxing video. I hope this video was helpful, and hopefully you can look into getting Knack to your collection. Highly recommend the game. It's well worth it. I do admit Knack 2 is a far superior game compared to the first one. Almost everything has been upgraded and improved, and overall experience is more smoother, especially the multiplayer and stuff like that. Everything has just been improved upon in the second one. But the first one is still very good. It's very polished, still enjoyable. It is a very unique experience at its time point. So like always, thank you all so much for watching this unboxing video, and I'll see you guys in the next unboxing video. Bye-bye!